to from Clubhouse and Twitter Spaces. Renee, first to you. What is it?
Absolutely.
Mute all platforms, Renee. Everybody mute all platforms.
Okay. Not only was it powerful, but one of the things, we all are in a process. We all have to realize that, sometimes when we see things one way, sometimes we just have to readjust them. And nothing's wrong with that. But if we don't put forth the effort, we'll never know. We will never know what worked and what doesn't work. And the great part about it is just being able to, I always say, put the big girl panties on, put the big boy panties on, and deal with it. If it doesn't work, we still have to make sure that we don't still give up on ourselves, because the key is being successful. In order to win, you still have to see things through. And if you have to pivot or if you have to fall, like you said, fall quickly, but fall forward. And I love your presentation. Thanks, Ramon.
You're welcome. And Renee, I just want to comment right on there before Lolita jumps in and say, Renee, as well, you're right. That's one thing. Just again, share. I like to share my world, Renee. Some people say I share too much, but I don't mind it. I have to be careful of that because I can get dejected very easily. I mean, my wife knows when something goes wrong. Like, Ramon, what's wrong? Dang, the mic was on mute, and I had Barack Obama, Donald Trump, and Dalai Lama on video, and it was not recorded. I'll mope all day. Lolita, what did you think about what I just shared? Talk to me.
Yes, Ramon. Hey, Renee. Good morning. Good morning. Listen, here's the thing. For me, it was all about the Donnie Clarkman song. Okay. So that's what it was all about for me. We fall down, but we get up. Okay. But Ramon, here's the thing. I was back here like, yes, Ramon, when you said you make the soccer team, we're not waiting for anybody out here in these streets. We used to wait. We used to wait and we used to show up and wait and maybe come to the table, maybe knock on the door. Today we're sitting at the table, but then if they don't call on us, guess what? We're making our own. We're building our own table. And I think that was the biggest thing for me. Failing forward is all about trying. And it's not even about making excuses like, all right, guys, look, we did it. Thank you for being here, but still trust me on the journey because I have proven results. Therefore, I'm able to do the things that I'm doing. So come on board because this might be the one that latches on. And I think that that's the power of it all. I think that the power of it all is that when you have a strong community and see the thing about you, Ramon, okay, you didn't even ask this, but let me go ahead and let you know.
I did not ask.
Ramon, you did not ask, but here I go. The thing about you is that you bring out the strengths in other people. As you rise, you continue to bring people with you and say, hey, this is what I see in you. This is what you can add. And this is what it might be or might not be. But this is the vision that I have. And that's all you need. Clarity plus confidence equals commitment. So if I'm clear on where it is that you think we're going and it fits with me, I'm all in. So keep on asking and I'll keep on showing up. Good job.
Thank you, Lolita. And I love hearing your voice. And Renee also DMs me from time to time and others. And another name I can't remember. But Lolita, yes, and hearing Lolita's voice. That's okay, Ramon. No, let me get it. Ramon, that's okay. I'm here for it. No problem at all. I'm just asking. I just want clarity. That's all. That's all, Ramon. That's all. That's Lolita's voice. All right. Let's see if we can get a Clubhouse or a Twitter segment before we move on.
Yes.
Araya.
Yes. Hey,
Go.
Hey, Ramon. It's Dr. Tangi.
Hey, Dr. Tangi. Mike's yours.
Hello. First of all, I want to say that you're a maestro. You're amazing. What you do, you're a visionary. A lot of times you're ahead of the curve. And what I want to say to you is that sometimes the things that we do are not even for the present. You are preparing something powerful for even the future that you know not of. So when you fall down, like what did you pick back up? You pick back up a lot of learning on what is getting ready to happen, the forward movement. So what I want to say, Ramon, is that you are incredible and what you've done is amazing. You and your team, Christina, behind the scenes, there's so much that went into producing what you did. And I just want to take my stylish hat off to you and say, keep rocking it. I can't wait to see what you're going to do in the future. And yes, we trust you. We trust you because you are anointed and you are led by God. So your steps are still ordered. So there was a reason why you did it. Whatever you pick back up, can't wait to see you run with that torch. Back to you, Ramon.
Dr. Tangi, I appreciate it very much. And thank you for your grace as well, because I know when we do stuff, we got to eat healthy. And we talked about you last night. Christina Howard and I brought snacks. And she was like, man, if Dr. Tangi was here, we'd have to have a separate pour for her. But I don't want to overlook what you said. Dr. Tangi, I receive what you said about me. I receive it. Thank you for sharing it. Thank you for your grace and trust. I appreciate you being a part of this journey. Thank you, Dr. Tangi. All right. We'll take one or two more shares. In fact, Araya's coming up soon, but she's getting her technology connected. Thank you. That's the thing. Dolan's in the background. Dolan, who I just connected with off Upwork, just sharing people. It doesn't take a lot to test. You got to put a little investment. This is my money that I'm investing with. And of course, our host, Renee's time. She can choose. Am I going to be on this train or that train, other trains? So all our hosts are ballers in their own right. They all got trains. They just have to vote which train they want to be on, meaning not in a bad way. So I just want to acknowledge, yes, it's my money, but our hosts, it's their time and energy. So, but the point is, let's take a few more audio shares while Araya's getting her video up, and I see her guest. Nice to see you there, Tina, looking lovely. How are you? Who wants to unmic, say your name?
Good morning.
It's Dora Maria.
I heard good morning first, that voice, and then we'll get to Dora Maria. That person, other voice.
This is Jeannie.
Yep. Hi.
Okay, the hi, then Dora, then Jeannie. The hi, then Dora, then Jeannie. Go hi.
Good morning with Angeline Moore.
Angeline,
good morning, Breakfast of Champions. I'm trying to Twitter Spaces. So this is my first time speaking in Twitter Spaces.
We
So
hear
this
you
is
well.
cool. I love this conversation, Ramon. I would like to add what made me think of when you were saying fail forward is the concept of, I love the fail forward method, and then blending it with the faith forward technique as well, right? So putting those together, embracing the faith, and then finding the role of embracing the failure and then embracing the faith to go with it, to do both. So I just wanted to share that. And I love this conversation. Thank you so much for all that you do. I'm Angeline, and I'm complete.
Angeline, thank you. And I'll see you in a few minutes, Angeline, at the Champions Business Conference. Dora Maria, the mic is yours.
Awesome. Well, good morning, everyone. And I just wanted to add as well we're all failing forward in life because not everything always works. It's about what are those lessons and what are we doing to make sure that those lessons are because we're going to be learning new lessons, right? And new failures across the way. So what are we putting in place so that when it happens again, we rebound faster and we accomplish even more in a shorter amount of time? So I just wanted to add that the lessons are important, but aren't you having fun? Wasn't this week fun? I found this week so much fun. So I think that's part of the journey as well. Thanks.
Yeah, having
I'm
fun.
complete.
Sure. Yeah. Fun is. But yeah, I'm having fun. Yes, I'm having fun. And again, seeing the smiling faces. Look at these faces right here on the camera. I mean, you can't beat that. You cannot beat that. All right. Jeannie, Dr. Jeannie, what's up, girl? Yours. And then if Araya, you're ready, give me a thumbs up whenever you're ready. Dr. Jeannie, the mic is yours.
Ramon, thank you. Thank you for these words today. Thank you for what you've done this week. But I want to focus on forward. I think everything that I have seen you talk about is more about forward and less about the fail, because to me, all I'm remembering is a great week and I can't believe what all you did. But I think one of the things is as soon as we've done
Seems
these hard
like
things,
Ramon is muted on this side. We'll get him to unmute just one moment.
Let's see. Thank you. Okay. Thank you so
should
much.
I keep talking or no?
Give talking in 1 second. We're just live doing whatever we do here. Give me 1 second, Dr. Jeannie. Do 1 second. Don't panic, Dr. Jeannie. Do not panic. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. It's okay. Okay, Dr. Jeannie, Mike, go ahead. Continue. Thank you, Mary Lynn.
So I'll go quickly, but
No, you're good.
I think just focusing on the forward. I mean, what was this for? Gene Stafford talks about what we're for. Think about what this was for and what it's going to prepare. Just like Dr. Tangi was saying, what is next? And I think that's what you and I talked about last night, Ramon. What is next? And how much easier is it going to seem? Because this was amazing. So I'll pass the mic. Thank you, Ramon. And thank you, the whole team.
Dr. Jeannie, thank you. And I will see you as well in a few hours. Again, Araya is coming up with her guest in 2 seconds, but let me give Renee any final word. I always like to acknowledge, since we got video, might as well use it, right? Renee, give me 10 seconds, Lolita 10 seconds, and then I'll drop then Dolan after they're done. We can drop them down and I'll bring in Araya. Renee, talk to me.
Absolutely. The emotional connection of what we have here, you cannot, it's priceless. Looking at amazing Lolita's face this morning and your smiling face, the energy, you can't get that while we're just talking on the phone or talking in the phone, So that is one thing I would say, not only are we looking forward to bigger and better, but also now that we have this experience, we can only learn from it. And that's the great part about it. Yeah. So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity of being here with you all.
Representing the global, what is it again, Renee? Say it again to me,
Global Women Wealth Warriors. Global Women Wealth Warriors. Hey.
Okay, got it. See, that helps me. Now, for some reason, I'll get it. Lolita, talk to me for 10 seconds. Let me know what you got.
We fall down. Come on, Ramon.
Get up
Yeah.
for a saint is. Go ahead, come on. We fall down and we get up. We fall down. And we get up.
Fire.
Everybody,
All right. Dolan,
Listen, what I was going to say right here was the thing is, Ramon, it's not about just about your lessons, your learnings, you're moving forward. It's about us too. We never done this before. And so we take the lessons of which we were on the train, riding it on a journey. And now I know a little bit more. I didn't even know you could click and stream to other audiences when you were already on StreamYard. I'm like, okay, StreamYard, these I can apply to life. So I just want to say thank you so much. And failing forward, because we will fall, knows that guess what? There's only greatness on the other side. So thanks so much.
I love it. Delon, bring up Araya and her guest and keep Lolita and Renee there just for a few seconds. I like that shot, those colors, all that. And as we move on, so feel free, Delon, to bring up Araya and her guest. Keep Lolita and Renee there for a few seconds so we'll move forward. So hey, everybody, again, good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome. This is Breakfast with Champions. We're bringing up our next guest soon. Araya McGarry is going to talk to us about all the things. Araya, how are you today?
Oh my gosh, I'm great. Talk about fail forward. I mean, technical difficulty, and it's all good. And we've got phones going and computers shutting down. It's like we find a way or make a way, don't we? Heavens to Betsy.
Again, everybody, thank you, Ray, for being here. Again, we're on Breakfast with Champions. We're live streaming on Twitter Spaces. We're live streaming on Clubhouse. My name is Ramon Ray. It's coming through my profile. A lot of things are going to change next week so we can get back to some chat. But this is Araya McGarry's voice you're going to hear and her guest, Tina, coming to the Ramon Ray profile on Twitter Spaces, on Clubhouse. Araya, the mic is yours. I'm going to pull myself down, and you can let us know when you want your guest to come up. There she is right there. So
there she is. Bring her up. I love it. I love it. Ramon, what a great job y'all are doing. Absolutely phenomenal. Love this show. And what a great way to wake up. So good morning, everyone here on Breakfast with Champions show. This is so much fun. I'm Araya McGarry, and whether you're listening to me, whether you're on Clubhouse or Twitter Spaces or all the spaces, I'm an Emmy Award-winning TV show host and podcaster of Get Celebritized, and I am all things podcast, TV, video, marketing. I truly believe that there's only one you in the world, and you need to make sure that your audience gets to experience you. And now more than ever, there is no greater space to let the world experience you and your community experience you than podcast and TV. So many people aren't taking it to the next step. And while you're podcasting, turn on the cameras, lights, camera, action. And if you're on the camera on YouTube, you see my beautiful guest here, Tina Davis. And if you're not watching, you need to go over to the YouTube on Breakfast with Champions, because she's got the cutest little critters on her shoulder. She's got tiny little baby possums. We're going to talk about that for a moment, in just a moment, because Tina knows the power of television. She knows the power of the airwaves, and she is jumping in. And I'm so proud of her. I've started my own television network called the Limelight Network. So if you all are listening and you've always wanted to have a podcast, or gosh, you've always wanted to have your own TV show or influence, maybe it's we've always wanted to be a YouTube influencer, with your expertise, with your knowledge, with your products, with your services, and you want to create a show that edutains your audience. Then lean in, listen in, and I'll put my Associate Tab link above. Maybe somebody here, one of the tech, wonderful team, can put up my Associate Tab /Araya McGarry up for everyone, because that's where you can lean into me and message me, whether you're interested in podcasting or starting your own show on the Limelight Network, or just want to know more about how the world can get to know you. So in a nutshell, stop being the best kept secret. Nobody can buy from you if they don't know you exist. So TV and podcasting helps people get entertained and entertained by you and say, ooh, I want to know more about that person. And I'm bringing over a beautiful guest right here to show this point live in person. So if you can, come on over to YouTube, because Tina right here from Petrie's Place, Friends of the Wild, is a new show that's going to be launching on May 3rd on the Limelight Network. You'll be seeing this everywhere. You can go to Facebook, the Limelight Network TV shows, join the fan club group, and when everything comes on live on the air, you can see it. So Tina, welcome to the show.
Good morning. Thank you for having me, and a couple of my friends here.
Tina, if you're listening on Clubhouse, you guys have to chime in to YouTube. Come over here right now. She's got a little baby possum that probably, how big? Maybe a couple of inches long. Looks like a sugar glider. They look like little mice.
Yeah, there's one underneath the collar too. They're just hanging out. They wanted to say good morning to everyone, kind of show off their skills.
Can you jump close to the camera? This is gonna make sense in a minute, everyone. This will make sense. I'm gonna explain to you. There he is. Look at the sweetest little face. All right, there we go. Look at that. Okay, keep them up there if you can for a second. Do they have names yet?
Yes, this one in my jacket is Henry, and this one is Avelina.
Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. All right, Tina, let's tell the viewers and the listeners why the heck I have you getting up at 6 a.m. your time, which you're probably already up because you got 67 baby rescue animals right there in the sanctuary behind you. And you know the power of video marketing, and you have jumped in. I've got your Trash Cat coffee mug right here that I'm drinking my coffee out of. You have a nonprofit that helps rescue animals. You have products, coffee, cosmetics, thermoses, Trash Cat coffee. We all know raccoons and possums, Trash Cat. We got this. And you decided to jump in on video marketing. So let's talk a little about what you do, what your show will be about, and why you're leaning into video marketing now to help support wildlife and teach others what they can do when they find injured wildlife in their own backyard. So this show is for animal lovers. Just saying. Animal lovers, come on in, lean in.
That's right. Especially the animals of the evening, these nocturnal babies. My name is Tina Davis. I am a home rehabber here in Bexar County, Texas, San Antonio. And the way this started is, rehabbers, unless you're a big brick and mortar, rehabbers are all self-funded. And so the idea behind the nonprofit is to, afford all of this. There are, just in possums alone, there are, about 70 something of them in this room because of the adults as well. Plus I can handle other species. So I am the actual rehabber and the founder of the nonprofit. That won't go anywhere unless I can get it out there.
What's the name of the nonprofit?
Petry's Place is the nonprofit. Now, Petry's Place is currently supported by a couple of things like Aria mentioned, Trash Cat Coffee, Trash Cat Cosmetics, and then Petry's Place has its own website as well. There's one of our mugs.
I love it. I love it. And you know how much I love nonprofits. So you're just really smart, though, to let people know about it, because the biggest problem that nonprofits have is getting people to know they exist and who they're helping, what they're helping, to get donations. And
exactly.
You're having a television show showing the rehab you do, and people are just going to fall in love with you. Wait till they see this show. It's wonderful.
Right. So in order to survive, we need support, and that support can come in the way of donors or sponsors. And we've seen the rise and the success of, internet video and as well as streaming over the last few years. But you really need to give the supporter something more. And this is the way to do that. Jumping in to do a television show gives that long and short form video content that folks are so used to right now, plus streaming. It's a reward not only for the donor, but for the sponsor as well. And the goal is, our sanctuary is quite small right now. You wouldn't think it with the number, but all of these babies, they've got to grow up and be released into the wild, which means we need more food, more medical care, more pens. And that all takes donations. And this is a way to give back to those sponsors, in a bigger way than we've ever been able to before. And with the Limelight Network, of course, I jumped right in because this is something that isn't really being done by anyone else around me. And this is all self-funded. There isn't going to be anything coming from anywhere else. So the opportunity to jump in like this was, gold.
Really, you're so smart. I mean, you were the first one. There you were. And, there was no talking you into it. And I love entrepreneurs and nonprofit founders, people that, have a mission, have a goal, and they need either clients, customers, or donors to make the ship run. And they realize whatever it takes. And Glenn Lundy was just talking about this morning, and it was just do it. But this is happening. The economy's happening. The houses aren't sale. Just do it. And I love Ramon was talking this morning about failing forward. Try it. If it doesn't work, what's the worst thing that could happen? One thing that doesn't work, or you do what Ramon Ray and the Breakfast of Champions doing. You pivot, you massage it, you tweak it. It's not all or nothing. If I jump into this and it fails, oh, well, throw away the baby with the bathwater. We have to stop that kind of mentality where if it doesn't work like this, the way I thought it should work, then it's not going to work. And you get depressed and you go down a failure road, and you don't try to pivot it and really lean in and get wise counsel from people. So you've got to show the baby again. Keep that baby up in this because I want people to know about you. There you go, the little baby. If you're not looking on YouTube, tiny, tiny, tiny little possum, about as big as a mouse. And you know, y'all, if y'all all ever seen a possum in your yard, you know, give us a shout out, give us a comment. I feed possums in my backyard every single night for the last 3 years since the pandemic started. And I was bored looking out my window at night because it's right here by my office and realized I saw a possum on my porch. And I got all excited. I started feeding them. Well, what's going to happen? They keep coming back. And then I've had a huge black bear at my door. I've had a raccoon, but possums, look at the baby. Possums have never stopped coming. Look at that face. Oh my, you've had me at hello. I mean, I was telling you earlier, whoops, I just knocked everything over. Telling you earlier, Tina, that, you know, I have a stuffed animal possum, but someday I will have a real possum because I want to be a rescue rehabber as well. You've inspired me because I want to definitely do that. You do have to have a license. So talk to us about one of the most funniest part or the most educational part of your episode that you're doing, because you've had a run-in with skunks, you've had some fun running. You're going to show all this on your show on Friends of the Wild on the Limelight Network coming up May 3rd. So y'all don't forget to connect with me. My associate tab is right there. Connect with me. I'll make sure you get all the links. There'll be a Facebook group. You can connect with Tina, connect with all the TV show hosts. We've got lots and lots of great people coming on to educate you, edutain you. So Tina, tell us a little bit about, all right, if we find a possum or an injured skunk or an injured animal or fallen bird or squirrel, what does the average homeowner do? Let me say average animal lover that wants to help. What should we jump in or should we call someone first?
You can do both. Jump in and get the animal safe and warm. Don't feed it or give it anything else, and get a hold of a rehabber. What's best for the animal is to be rehabilitated and returned to their natural environment. Wild animals, although they can be, you know, handled like this very young, they're not domesticated. That takes, you know, decades to kind of overcome, plus immunities and things like that. So get a hold of a rehabber. Opossums have a very specific diet, and so although they're known as trash cats, that couldn't be further from fact. They need supplements and things. Apparently, this one needs to eat my hair.
I'm laughing. If you guys are watching YouTube, she got 2 of them nibbling at her ear. They're like 2 little baby mice, but they are possums and they are marsupials too. You know, and they're just right there, like hanging from your ear like little earrings. They're so stinking cute.
Yeah.
I hope everybody donates to your nonprofit. I mean, you're just amazing.
Yes, please do, because all of these need to be fed.
Absolutely. Well, keep going. All right. So so we can jump in. So you say call a rehabber. Well, if we've never done that before, how do we find them? Is it in the yellow pages? Of course, my age is short. I mean, do you go to Google rehabber in my neighborhood? What do we do?
Right. I would start with Google. I don't think the yellow pages have been updated in a while. So I'd start on Google. You can use your neighborhood apps. There's usually, you know, somebody that knows somebody. But your local game warden or wildlife, like we have Texas Parks and Wildlife, they're going to have a website and it's going to walk you through your game warden site, similar in each county, in each state. But the rehabbers are licensed for those states. They do have to meet certain criteria and have gone through certain training. So their animals, you know, well-being is in their best interest. Everyone wants to, you know, animal lovers all want to save the animal, but that doesn't mean that's necessarily going to be the best thing for it. I do have some rescues here where, you know, individuals may have found them and they tried to raise them themselves, but then that caused some medical issues. And so behind me are some rehabs that are going through some medical treatment to get back on their feet from being fed the wrong thing. So definitely look through, Google just your local rehabbers. You can put your county and just wildlife rehabber. That should pull up what you need.
Okay, it's funny. I feel like I'm watching like Stuart Little or Ratatouille with this little critter on your shoulder. He's just having a good old time. He's just there. He's like, I want the limelight. So cute. Let me ask you, Tina, I know you know the power of video now. You know the power of television and podcasting. But for your business, it's really important to have the camera on because people are going to fall in love with these precious little babies and want to help you help them. Because not everybody, of course, is going to be a rehabber or should be a rehabber, but we can help other people and we can make sure that the animals are in good hands with people like you. So good for you for jumping into video, television. I'm so excited for your show. So tell me, when did you get this idea that, oh, I want to be a rehabber? Because what's your background? And how did you say, oh, I think, because everybody that knows me knows that I just was born wanting to just rescue all the animals of the world. So that's like, and I still don't. So I need to do this. So this is my next step. But what made you, jump in and say, I'm going to get my license to be a rehabber?
Well, the getting the license part became necessary just to stay legal. Right before the pandemic hit, and I mean the February before we were on lockdown is when my first possum came in, and it
What do you mean
snowballed
came
from
in?
there.
What do you mean came
It
in? It walked into your house?
it was delivered to my house by my aunt. She found it in the parking lot at work, and
Okay.
at that time we had just been discussing how opossums were so cute. Maybe had a few drinks over Valentine's lunch, and it became part of the conversation. And then it became
Really?
we
You just
basically
happen to be
managed.
talking about possums, and
Yes.
somebody brings you a possum. I talk about possums all the time, and nobody's brought me one to my door. What is wrong with
Well,
this picture?
I think we were manifesting a little harder over a couple of glasses of wine, but they did start appearing. I did also get a call where a mama possum was attacked by a dog, and there were some babies, and they knew that I had the one that I had, and it became a thing. But right then, we also saw the lockdowns, and there were no veterinary services. Everything was going away, and so I had to take to learning online, right? Even all of the classes became online and virtual, and the license became necessary in order to keep the animals until they needed to be released. So that's where it started. Now, becoming this, that didn't happen overnight. This just sort of
She's pointing to this, meaning 67 babies she has right now that she is, and I don't know when she sleeps, but 67 little babies of possums. I think you have a couple of skunks in there, some other things. And Tina, I want to make this point because Breakfast of Champions is a wonderful community of business entrepreneurs, business-minded people. And you took a situation, and we've all went through the pandemic, and some people pivoted really well. Some people may still be struggling and not knowing now what, because maybe they lost their job or just so much was lost, but so much was gained. And you're an example of what was gained. So you took a so-called bad situation, and look how God threw you into, this is going to be one of your callings. You got some other callings as well, but it took this, and then the pandemic, which was so bad in so many ways, turned it around to good. Now look at you. So if it wasn't for the pandemic, you wouldn't be here with your nonprofit, rescuing animals, turning it into something absolutely amazing. So to reiterate what Ramon and Glenn were talking about earlier, failing forward to success, most people would think pandemic, fail, everything shutting down, no vets. You turned it into a success moving forward. Okay, I'll step up. This is something I need to do. Now look at you. So I really hope everybody really gets that message right now. You can turn any lemon into lemonade if you think about, okay, what can I do now? How can I make this work? This isn't going to work anymore. This is shut down, or I can't do this, or this isn't here. Well, what can you do? Again, rewind back to Glenn Lundy this morning. Just do it. So keep on going, because now I'm going to add wine to my manifesting possums coming to my door. They're at my door, but now they need to come inside my door. So keep going.
Yeah, so I had to pick up a little bird. We got a random dove in recently, and it was waking up.
Wait, bring him back. Bring him back. What kind of bird is that?
This is a dove. I'm not sure the species just yet because it just sort of happened.
Wait, put the screen on you. Keep it low. Oh, look at the baby.
Yeah, I don't normally take in birds, but this little fella needed help immediately, and so here we are. We're trying to figure this out together, and that's part of.
He looks dark.
He is dark, but his lighter feathers are underneath. He's getting there. Right now I'm just trying to keep him alive. This is what rehabbing is all about. Not all of them turn out well, and some of them obviously do, because we're releasing, tons of opossums back into the wild. They're necessary for our existence. What they do is they clean up not only the carrion, which is the decaying animals out there, the bad things, but they also like to eat snakes and mice and rats, and they are known to eat 5,000 ticks off of their own bodies every season. And so that helps control Lyme disease and all of the other rodent problems, right? And things that come with that. So they're necessary to our environment, as well as birds. Everybody, I keep going the wrong way with the camera. Everybody has their own role to play. And so, this did kind of balloon up into, first it was in the house, right? And then I slowly started taking over our deck and patio. And eventually this room was part of our previous business, a fishing lure company, and then became our gym, which was completely unnecessary here. So
Let her have an animal sanctuary.
Yeah.
I'm totally on board.
yeah, forget that idea. Let's move that out. And it became the sanctuary. And now I have, acreage around me that we're slowly going to, put the pens up and expand, because all these littles, they're going to get big and need to practice outside. And so, sponsors for the show and donors are going to help fund all of that, to where each year, and baby season is this same time every year. And for some species, it's twice a year.
Is it spring?
It's spring and some fall.
Okay.
And baby season we're in full swing. There hasn't been a day yet in about 2 weeks where at least one animal hasn't come in.
Right.
And again, we're self-funded. This is just a Tina show with volunteers. Hopefully more volunteers.
On that note, Tina, before we only have about like 4 or 5 minutes left, tell us your website to your nonprofit. Now, when everybody knows listening, just connect with me if you want to connect with Tina, because we don't have all the websites up yet. Everything, we're launching in May for the Limelight Network, but I want to go ahead and make sure everybody knows your nonprofit, and then they can connect with me to make sure they see the show coming May 3rd will be your first episode, and you're going to be showing all sorts of fun behind the scenes, how you rescue. You're going to have so many cool stuff. What happened to you with this run-in with this baby skunk, which is hysterical. Can't wait for people to see that. Some things I didn't even know, and I know a lot about animals, but what happened to you, I didn't even know was a thing. So I hope everybody will tune in. But what's your nonprofit website? Let me have that so we can put that up.
Sure. That's petriesplace.com. So it's PETRIS place.com.
Putting that up right now. Well, I'm going to put in the comments so they can put it up on the screen, because they're so amazing. Our team here is amazing. Breakfast Champions. Tina, in a nutshell, tell us something that you want. Oh, it's Petrie's Place. PetriesPlace.com. There we go. We got this up in a second. Petrie's, PETR. And Petrie was the name of your first possum?
It sure is. She is our matriarch.
Awesome. There it is. Awesome. PetriesPlace.com. Now, possums are not rodents. They are marsupials, and they're the only marsupials native to North America. They're really cool. They can't get rabies. They don't come around and bite you. Most people don't like them, I think, because of their tail. Looks like a big rat, but they are so precious. Just bring them up there again. They are so good. If you see them in your yard, leave them there. Let them be, because they're going to eat the ticks, eat the poisonous snakes, keep their rat population under control. They are absolutely amazing to have in a yard. So Tina, tell us one thing you want us to know as homeowners or renters, or just in suburbia where we might, find injured animals, or maybe you're in New York City where I was born and raised, and you find an injured squirrel in Central Park. Tell us something we may need to know in the last minute or two we have of the show.
Sure. Again, wildlife needs to be seen by a rehabber, someone that's licensed with the state. But also, just because you see a baby, it doesn't mean it's abandoned. The mama may as well come back, and so don't be a baby napper. Let nature be. But when it comes to opossums, mama doesn't come back, and mama doesn't come back for babies that are wounded either. So if you see an abandoned baby, just think about it. Mama might be around. Otherwise, get a hold of a rehabber, collect the baby, keep it warm, keep it safe, don't feed it, and find one of us in your local area, and we can take it from here. Or you can always call Araya. She will do it.
I'll take them all.
Yeah, she'll take it for you.
Tina, Ramon just came on. I want you to meet Ramon. Tina, thank you so much. I'm so excited for Friends of the Wild TV show. Knowing the power of TV marketing for your nonprofit or for your business is a thing. And she's going to be launching on my new network, the Limelight Network. So check us out, message me, and we will get you all hooked up and connected. Ramon, thank you so much for having us.
You're welcome. This
is great. Give her a round of applause with their little babies.
This was
67 babies.
Amazing, Tina. Thank you for being here. And I love seeing the animals. It was almost like an episode of the Steve Harvey show. They had the raccoons, the skunks, the boa constrictor. Lolita was DMing me in the back. I want to move in with Tina. So she wasn't doing that.
I want to move in with Tina. She's in Texas. I keep saying she would be my best neighbor. I'm getting ready to move. Imagine going over there and being able to help her feed all those babies. Look at them, those two little precious babies on her shoulder.
Araya, one follow-up for you as we get to bring on the Lolita Walker show. Araya, one more time, tell us about Limelight Network in short. Thank you for sharing the light on Tina. Appreciate that. But please share with us one more time, Limelight Network, what it's all about. Give us a short summary again of what you're doing there.
Thank you so much. And thank you, Tina, for being here. I'm now the proud president of a television network called the Limelight Network, shining the light on great edutainment. It is launching May 1st, and they can lean into me. My link is in my Instagram. If you're interested, if you're a podcaster or you've always wanted to have your own TV show, this is for video marketing purposes. So for people to get to know, like, and trust you, now using the power of television, having your own show, and it will be a podcast simultaneously. So I'm really excited. It's a perfect blend for me. I already got 10 shows launching first week of May, all sorts of, from fitness to animal rescue to getting celebritized to all sorts of hot topics. It is such a great variety. So I really want everybody to know the power of video, the power of TV, and the power of podcasting, where people lean in for 24 minutes on average and uninterrupted. So I ask entrepreneurs listening, what would you do with 24 minutes of uninterrupted time with your potential clients, customers, and community without that 3-second scroll, having to stop, dance, and throw things on your head? This is a leaning in community that wants to know you're there and wants to be edutained by you. So I'm really excited. It's a perfect fit.
Cool. Araya, listen, thank you so much. Tina, thanks for being here. Araya, thanks for joining us. Dolan, we can move these two amazing animal lovers off. Up next is Lolita Walker. Lolita, how was your day? How you doing? And how is your boy, Mr. Walker? How's he doing, Lolita? And you're on mute on the StreamYard side.
Yes. Everything is going amazingly. I'm so excited to be here. I was just saying, let me stream this. Now we have a new thing right here. So I want to stream this to my audience and do all of the things. I'm so excited to be here, Ramon. I am going to be talking about how to become unshakably flexible. And I think it has so much to do with what you were talking about now. Just give me one.
Take your time. Take your time. And what's so amazing about Lolita, what's good about this Lolita, is that Lolita is so powerful that Elena Cardone, Lisa Copeland are going to come up after Lolita Walker on the Twitter Spaces side, everybody. So get ready to join them as they're going to come in the next few minutes on the Twitter Spaces side. The room is already there. And we got Clubhouse going. Hey, Clubhouse, somebody unmic and just say, yo, Ramon to me if you want to. Anybody, especially if you haven't spoken in a while, but even if you have, no problem. Who wants to come off mic and just say, hi, Lolita?
Yo, Ramon. Yo, hi, Lolita.
Who is that? Say your name.
Hey, it's Jeffrey. What up, Ramon?
Hey, Jeff,
Lolita.
what's up? Good to have you here, man. Listen, Lolita, you good to go?
Yes, I am great to go. I'm ready to roll.
Mike is all yours, everybody. Lolita Walker, take it away.
I love it. Hey, you guys, for all of you all who don't know me, I am Lolita E. Walker. I am a certified life leadership and executive coach. I'm also a power speaker, podcaster, all of the things, author, 2-time author, about to be a 3, 4, 5-time author. So there's just so many things. Oh, thank you, Lolita Rocks. Thank you, Araya. I appreciate you all being here. Of course, I have got to start off with Ramon Ray. Okay, today's topic we are talking about is how to become unshakably flexible. Now you might say, oh my gosh, Lolita, that's such an oxymoron. How am I going to be unshakable and still be flexible at the same time? Listen, today, guess who we heard from? Ramon Ray, who was here, and he was talking about failing forward. And there's so many amazing things that can come from failing forward. And he was giving us all of these instances where he has failed forward. So I want to start off with saying to us, how have you failed forward? And now how can you remain unshakably flexible? So there's somebody today that's saying, listen, Lolita, what does this have to do with me? I'm a business owner. What does this have to do with me? I'm working in corporate America. What does this have to do with me? I'm an entrepreneur. What does this have to do with me? I'm a stay-at-home mom. It has to do with you because the power is becoming unshakable, yet being flexible at the same time. And I like to really call this thing right here, this tree. I'm all about imagery, okay? If it's your first time leaning in, then I want to say, welcome to Coaching Cocktails and Conversations, where Lolita brings a bit to BWC Daily, because coaching is all about leaving you with a couple nuggets to challenge your thinking. Cocktails is not so much about what you're sipping on, but it's more about celebrating the greatness of who it is that you are. And then conversations is the juiciness that we are having right here. And the power, okay, about being unshakable and still being flexible at the same time. Imagine a tree. The unshakable part is because you have these roots. You have these roots that are grounded deep down into the ground, okay? For years and years and years, you had these strengths, this innate gift, all of these things inside of you, they're there, right? There are connections that's being made. Do you know that when trees have the roots underground and they start linking around and their roots start to grab hold of other places? Think about your community. Redwood trees have a community around them. Beautiful. But yet they're still flexible. Yet when you look up, you can see the sway that happens from side to side. I want you to think about you becoming unshakably flexible. Why is this important to you? Because no matter where it is that you stand, at work, at life, at home, I want you to remember who you are, the unshakable pieces of you, the strengths, the core values that you bring to the table. Because as my friend Ramon Ray is my case test today. He is my case study today, because today he started talking about this notion of this new TV production, this new production that he wanted to have on BWC Daily, that he was successful in because he's flexible, he can move, he can sway, but you got to be unshakable and know that I have a community around me who will keep me grounded, who will come to where it is that I am. And that is what we're talking about today. How to become unshakably flexible. And so to my Coaching Cocktails and Conversations community, to Breakfast with Champions, to BWC Daily, to my Facebook Coaching Cocktails and Conversations, YouTube, Twitter Spaces, all of the places that we are right now, I want you guys to think about this notion of becoming unshakably flexible. What does that mean to you? I'd love to see what it means to you. Unshakably flexible. And so my solution to that, and what I want to present to you today for your consideration, is simple. Power up your mind, your body, your spirit, period. Power up your mind, your body, your spirit. When we talk about flexibility, I want you to power up. I want you to plug in. I want you to look at the power that we have. Hey, Evelyn is able to watch today. Thank you so much for being here. I love it. Becoming unshakably flexible. I want you to power up. I want you to plug on in. For work, for life, for home, your mind, your body, and your spirit. So let's talk about this notion right now. Okay. Let's talk about mind flexibility. Let's just talk about flexibility in general, because one of the things, if you were here with me a couple of weeks ago, I talked about the power of resilience, and the imagery that I gave you was a rubber band. And I said, sometimes it's this adversity that comes at us, right? And sometimes there's these emotions, these things, this chaos that comes at us, right? Remember that we're grounded as a tree, and this rubber band, it pulls back, we pull it back, we pull it back. And it's all this stuff that's happening inside of our lives. This disappointment I talked about, it's ego I talked about, it's anger I talked about. And so you pull back, you pull back, you pull back. But what we got to be ready to do is release. And when that rubber band gets released, that is us soaring to our endless possibilities. Are you ready to soar to your endless possibilities? Right? Are you ready? One of the things that Ramon talked about this morning is, you got to be ready. You got to be ready for disappointment. You got to know, I got to be ready for all of these things. I got to be ready for anger to come. I got to be ready for somebody in my community to say, I'm not in there anymore. I got to be ready for somebody to do that. Will it hurt? Absolutely, and hands down. How do you become unshakably flexible? How do you become that person that remains grounded in who it is that you are, your strengths that you have, so that now you can soar differently? Now you can say, okay, that didn't work. I'm moving on to the next. So I want you to think about a project that you feel that you failed on. And I want to talk to you about this powering up. I have a podcast episode. I think it was in season 1. I'm in season 4 now on Coaching Cocktails and Conversations. And I talked about laying inside of a hospital bed. And sometimes our body just doesn't feel like continuing to go. So sometimes we have an IV in our arm. Picture that. Okay. We have an IV in our arm because we're getting this solution that's helping to replenish who it is that we are. Okay. But then sometimes we just give our power away. Sometimes we unplug it. Sometimes we allow somebody else to say, all right, go ahead and grab all my power right there. What if you're being filled back up with this power? What if you're being filled back up with you being this unshakable? What if it's the affirmation of power of you? What if it's the demonstration that you have for all of your projects? What if it is Ramon Ray recognizing that, oh my gosh, let me talk about successes. Let me talk about this conference that's sold out right now that I have people coming to right here in this place, in this space. What if I talk about the books that I'm an author of? What if I talk about showing up inside of spaces and people knowing who it is that I am? What if I talk about the 3 companies that I've already launched and then sold? What if I talk about all of those things? See, that's the power coming back into you. But what if you've already unplugged? Come on, today is about staying plugged in. Dr. Jeannie said, I love your visual, Lolita, of the tension as we stretch toward the limitless possibilities. Absolutely. I love to give you these visuals because I want you to remember that you've got to remember that I am Lolita E. Walker, insert your own name. I walked into this space already being phenomenal. Right? How do I know? I just listed off a million things that Ramon Ray has done. I can list off a million things that I do. I walked into this space already whole. You're adding to me and I love it. But just in case, when I have to leave this place because I'm soaring, because my rubber band has stretched and now is pushed to that endless possibility, I'm going to be good. I'm going to be good because I have this unshakable flexibility. I want you to know that you can plug in your mind, your body, your spirit. Let's talk about flexibility for each and every one of those. We have about 15 minutes to hang out today. So 15 more minutes to hang out today. Your mind. Why is it important to be flexible around your mindset? I want you to have a growth mindset. We're not going to stay stagnant. Yes, we have roots. Yes, we're continuing to add to that thing, but I want you to know, like everybody else, that there is flexibility in this thing. Your mind, I want you to challenge it. I want you to not only show up here and grab these tangible tips and tricks and relate it to your life right now, but I want you to use these things. And then I want you to drop off, okay? Drop off what you can't use. Don't even pick them up. Those breadcrumbs are for somebody else. I want you to know that when you think about your growth mindset that you're trying to grow, clarity plus confidence equals the commitment of how you show up every day. How clear are you in where it is that you're going? If you already have a vision, there's going to be bumps. There's going to be, oh my gosh, mountains and rivers and all of the things. But I want you to know you got this. You walked in unshakable. Those roots are always there. I want you to think about your mind. I want you to think about your mindset. I want you to understand the importance of flexibility and understanding the importance of being flexible and how unexpected situations will happen in your life, right? But you're ready for it. You're ready for it. That product that you just launched is not doing so well. I went on Amazon the other day. I was looking for something and I said, let me just Google my name. Let me put my name in there. Let me see how the books are doing. And my book is on sale actually. And they never send you something and say, hey, we're reducing the price of your book online at Amazon. And so my book that started off and doing really, really well, I think it was like $40 when it started off. My second book, Can We Talk? Letters and Poems to Reclaim a Better You. And I went on there the other day and it was $25. And I said, oh my gosh. But am I going to let that shake me? Absolutely not, because the book is good. And I said, well, shoot, if it's on sale for $25, that's less than I can order it from the publisher. So let me go ahead and grab me some right here. You got to move with what you got. And you might not see it inside of this moment right here, but you are impacting life. I tell you all the time that my voice, I already know that there's a little bit of Lolita E. Walker in each and every one of you all listening here today. Whether you're on Clubhouse, whether you're on Twitter Spaces, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're on LinkedIn, I want you to know you are greatness. Be ready for the unexpected. Yes, Araya, be ready for the unexpected because you are grounded. You are unshakable in who it is that you are and how it is that you showed up. And every single day you add a little bit of extra. You add a little bit more dirt and nutrients. You add a little bit more things to build this tree and to feed this tree. There's water that's coming. There's blessings that's coming. There's people that are coming into your life. And then I want you to sway because there's flexibility that's available. We talked about having the right mindset, knowing that it's already done. Connecting to the emotion of how you're going to feel when you get to the end of that thing. I want you to think about home. I want you to think about work. I want you to think about life. You all know I'm getting my PhD and I'm on this doctoral journey. Lord, thank you for being with me, right? But I know how I'm going to feel when I walk across that stage. I know.
Dr. Lolita Walker. Dr. Lolita Walker. Let's go. I'm sorry. I had to just bombard your live stream, all your people. Like, who's this dude? But Lolita Walker, Dr. Lolita Walker. I'm done. Please continue the Lolita show.
Yes, yes, yes. Listen, come on anytime you want, because that is the power of being unshakable and knowing who it is that you are. When I think Ramon Ray, oh, you guys, that was Ramon Ray, just in case you hadn't met Ramon Ray. Now, the thing is, when I think about Ramon Ray, I think about the roots that he has because he's already demonstrated. You see that smile he had, you see that brightness he had, you see that extra energy he had. That thing right there is who it is that he is. So he is unshakable in that thing right there. That thing right there is powerful, but he's flexible. He's able to move and sway and leap onto his other pieces of the community and leap onto all of those things. Grab that root and say, you're going to hold me right now. Grab that root of faith. He always talks about God. Grab that root of faith and say, you are going to hold me right now. So as I walk into this thing, I will be held. So I want to gift you today clarity plus confidence equals commitment. All right. Talking about flexibility. Yes, yes, yes. Listen. You got to claim it in advance. You got to have the doctor in front of you in advance. I appreciate my community because I'm telling you, there's been some nights where there's tears coming out of my eyes. There's been sometimes I'm a published author, but the academic writing is something a whole lot different. And I get this feedback on these papers. I have been in tears, you guys, tears. Okay. But you know what I remember? I remember folks like you that say, hey, Dr. Lolita E. Walker. And I remember the manifestation of what that's going to look like and feel like on the other side. So I continue. I continue because I recognize my why. I continue. Yes, Araya said, name it, claim it, do it. Absolutely. Then name it, claim it, and do it. It is on repeat. Okay, absolutely. So we talked about your mind. We're powering this thing. We're not giving away our power. We're actually plugging into power. Then we want to go to our body, right? Flexibility in your body. Woo. I know you already I know you already have it. Some people's body just started hurting all of a sudden when I said the flexibility in your body. Some people already just are hurting. Maybe it's just me. What I want you to know is that touch your toes in the morning, stretch your arms in the morning. You feel all of that? I want you to know that you are flexible. There's power in being flexible in your body. Your mind, your body, and your spirit is this amazing, amazing trio, right? And so when we talk about the flexibility that we have in the tree and our flexibility in our mindset and our standing strong inside of this growth mindset, but being able to shift and swift and do all of the things, that thing right there is #power. So I want you to make sure that it's not only your mind that you're moving with. I want you to make sure that you're fueling your body as well. How does this work, Lolita, for my business? How does this work, Lolita, for my home? How does this work, Lolita? I'm a full-time student. How does it work? I want you to show up. What are you grounded in? Yes, Dora Maria said, my toes, my hand, orange covering my eyes. Absolutely. When you get up, I want you to stretch for it. Are you willing to stretch for your goals? Stretch for your body. Your body is your vessel. Take care of it. It matters. Today, we're talking about how to be unshakably flexible. I want you to be grounded in who it is that you are, grounded in your vision of where you're going, and knowing that I'm flexible enough to be able to shift, to still meet my why right here. We're not going to hide behind that because I know who I am. When I got here, I'm gaining a lot from you in my present, but then when my future comes, I'm going to be able to move on because I'm still grounded in where it is and who it is and what it is that I'm walking and talking and doing, behaving every single day. I get so excited talking to you guys. I want to open it up for a minute and see if anyone has anything that they want to add before I continue.
And definitely on the Clubhouse side, Twitter Spaces side, this is going through Ramon Ray's feed, and Lolita's restreaming it there. But again, I just want to pause with you, Lolita, just on the Twitter side, Clubhouse side. Feel free to unmic. Lolita's invited some comments. We're cognizant that we're on live video platform. I heard somebody there. Unmic, say your name clearly so Lolita can hear it.
Well, while they're still doing that, Ramon, because do you hear anybody?
Yeah, I thought I heard. That's why I was pausing. But you never know. Somebody could. Go ahead.
Well, while you're doing that, I did want to read, Patricia Russell said, thank you, Lolita. I needed to hear you this morning. And I wanted to say that that's a piece of our being unshakable and being flexible, is that her mind is flexible enough to know that I'm willing to receive, but she's still standing there. And she said, guess what? I needed exactly this voice this morning, because not only the voice, but also the tangibles, because I want to strengthen the roots that I have on who it is that I am.
And I do have one question, one comment, Lolita, if I may. Yeah, I think
Please.
two things I want to say. I think I just love the aspect of what you said. And can you say it one more time about the roots of the trees reaching out to others? Can you just repeat that refrain again? And then I have a second question to ask you. But go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna try to reframe. You know, sometimes when you're in the
Yeah.
moment, you can't say exactly.
Is that how the roots reach out and get strength with others and
No, I know,
leverage and
yeah.
that kind of thing? Yeah.
So I happen to be in oh my gosh, Occidental, California, with an amazing woman I met on Clubhouse in a different room. And I went to visit her for 8 days, didn't know her at all, Kate Greer, right? And I get to her house and she remembered that I love water and trees. That is my most be free space. When I get to her house is surrounded by redwood trees. Oh my gosh, I've never seen anything more beautiful. And she was explaining to me how redwood trees communicate in this community and this family that they have. And so they're grounded, right? So these roots, they're touching all of the other trees and they're building this sense of community. And it never left me. Then she took me to the ancient forest of trees. And so what I said there is that our roots, imagine that they're your strengths and your power and your values and your core and all of your experiences. And then they grab hold of another tree that's right there. I've grabbed hold of some of your roots out of Ramon. So I've grabbed hold to the Ramon roots, and there's things that I'm pulling from Ramon because he's strengthening me. I talked about the water that's just pouring down and helping the nutrients grow, helping my tree to grow, and then us being able to be flexible.
That was powerful. So it's kind of like, then I'll have you go on. Again, everybody, we're here listening to Lolita Walker, the future Dr. Lolita Walker, here on Breakfast with Champions. Here we're live streaming on Twitter. We'll be having Elena Cardone and Lisa Copeland coming up in the next few minutes. And we're live streaming on the Clubhouse site as well. Anybody wants to join, jump in. Let me just pause for 3 seconds. Jump in. Let me hear you.
I love the shake. This is Jeannie. I love the shakeable and flexible being juxtaposed. It's so powerful. Thank you, Lolita.
And Dr. Jeannie, that's what I wanted to ask Lolita. Thank you, Dr. Jeannie. Dr. Jeannie, you must be reading my mind. That's what I wanted to comment on, just to have you restate again. I think that's what powerful, that flexible unbreakableness. That I think is powerful, Lolita. And I think not everybody has it, right? Because some people are flexible, but then they like, noodles or something like that the whole life. And that we don't want that. Some people unflexible. I got some people like that in some communities I'm in, not this one, but one or two guys I can think of. I'm like, let me just call it out. Like, Pastor, like, can't we just have like green donuts today? No. Got to have red donuts. We've had it for the last 100 years. So what do you think about that, Lolita?
Yes, this is about how to be unshakably flexible. And it's the power right there, right? Unshakably flexible. And so when you first hear it, just like Dr. Jeannie said, is they don't really go together. Somebody could say, how can you be unshakable yet you could be flexible? Well, here today, that is what I'm telling you right there. I love this. Friesen Holistic said, flexible with my vision to support young adults who have autism and yet have their own vision to live independently. Absolutely. And so I want to say, hey to you, and thank you for pouring in, because that notion of being rooted, of being grounded in who it is that you are, and knowing without a shadow of a doubt, this thing is already done. So let me walk into it. You got to already own the future self. So as our last user just said is, folks with autism, they already have a vision to live independently, right? So yes, we're going to lean into that, flexible with my vision to support young adults who have autism and yet have their own vision to live independently. So their roots, they're clear. And what he is able to do, or she's able to do, is really just say, hey, guess what? I want to remind you of all of this stuff, and I'm part of your community. Let me help you be flexible in how it is that you get there. I love that.
Yeah, I think in a way, Lolita, I think it's, what we're doing here, as I think about, some of our mutual friends, you got like a NASA engineer who went to the moon and back and like can program satellites and deep government secret stuff. Dora Maria, you got one of the greatest athletes of all time playing b-ball in other countries, tall and handsome and amazing, Dre Baldwin. You got Christina Howard, like, man, talking about dynamite. Yep. So imagine, this is going back to what you're saying, Lolita Howard. I mean, I think it's just Lolita Walker. I think it's just amazing. And I think when I think of this community, you and I, Lolita, I think if you and I ever share the stage together, they're probably going to take insurance out, just to make, what I'm saying? Cause like pyrotechnics.
Yes, I hear you. Listen, Ramon, it's already done. We just got to put it on the books, because I know that our show will be #amazing. Okay, Ramon, we're going to be doing some high fives. I might hit them with a cartwheel. Okay. That flexibility, I'm going to have to do a stretch before, but today we're going to be unshakable in knowing who it is that we are, because we're going to own every single mistake. We're going to fail forward, Ramon, and we're going to make it work. Absolutely.
That's
okay.
Right. And I'm going to leave you to do the singing. I think if I probably, that's the only thing Maybe I will. Maybe that's part of the flexibility. Maybe I'll bring earplugs. How about that? We can upsell $1.99 earplugs we can give to the audience, which they will have to buy because Ramon
In order
Ray's
to
going
hear
to
what's
sing.
going on.
Yeah. Keep talking, Lolita. You got 5
Yes.
minutes to go. Keep sharing with Lolita. Take us out of here, and I'll come back on in the next 4 minutes. But continue on. You're doing great.
Thank you. Listen, today, just in case you're just joining, you're going to have to go back and listen to the replay in all of the places and spaces, okay? Hopefully you're watching at bwcdaily.com, Coaching Cocktails and Conversations, my entire community. Don't worry, it'll be on the podcast, Breakfast with Champions. We're on LinkedIn. We're on Twitter Spaces. We're on YouTube. We are on all of the things. So if you didn't catch today how to become unshakably flexible in your work, your life, your home, then you've got to go back and listen, because what I talked about is, listen, plug in, plug up to your mind, your body, and your spirit. I gave you a bunch of different images so that now you can put yourself in that position. You can pull back when I talk about this rubber band test, because you're getting yourself ready through all of the adversity, the trials, the triumphs, all of the things. You're going to pull all the way back, and then you're going to release and allow yourself to soar, because you are grounded, you are unshakably flexible, and you have decided that in the midst of your stillness, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago, in the midst of your stillness, you continue to power you continue to get fueled up. So I want you to be clear on where your vision is. We talked about your mind. Yes. We talked about your body. And now for your spirit, this whole spirituality, we talked about physically, spiritually, emotionally, all of the leads, right? Is that part of how you are grounded? I talked about Ramon Ray being my case study for today, and him being grounded. Part of one of his roots absolutely is faith. Part of one of mine is absolutely faith. And when that thing is grounded right there, sometimes you got to say, you know what? That root right there, I'm taking it with me because I need it with me right here in this moment. I want you to decide, what do you need inside of this moment in order to propel you a little bit further in your work, in your life, in your home, in your business? What is it that you need? And of this community with all of these roots, like we are redwoods, all of us are together. And it's not only my community, it's Ramon's community who this is going out to. It's Lisa Copeland's community who this is about to go out to. It's all of our communities. And so if we are redwoods and all of our roots are being pinched together and we're touching each other, then we have the power to reach out. Where is your ask? Who have you reached out to because your vision is so clear and you recognize, I got to talk to Dre. When I reached out to Dre Ball, when I said, you are phenomenal in the space that you are in, you got to be on my podcast. Who are you reaching out to in order to help you to meet your goals, but also to help you to power you? Come on, y'all. Don't leave all of these nuggets right here, because there's something that you can take in order to shift differently. Okay? There's something today that you heard in what I said, and I want you to grab that. And I want you to pour it into who it is that you are, and then take action on where it is that you're going. Because today, what I talked about to you is how to become unshakably flexible. You are already standing right here. Do the work and connect. So Ramon, thank you so much for all of the things. I appreciate you. This is always so, so good.
Lolita Walker, I appreciate you too. Don't forget, everybody, visit lolitawalker.com. I believe Lolita may be having an amazing summit coming up in the next few months. So go to all those places as well, Lolita Walker. Great to have you here. And please give hugs and kisses to that amazing young man who steals the show. I'm just saying, I'm sorry, but every time Walker comes on, we're all like, oh my God, Lolita, you can go away. Sorry. We want to hear the dude. So Lolita, thank you so much, everybody. Connect with Lolita on all the platforms. Good to see you here, Lolita. I know you got a busy day ahead of you. Appreciate you being here. Hey, everybody. Good morning. We continue on with the Breakfast with Champions show. And I believe today we may have again, yes, Elena Cardone is here and Lisa Copeland are here. Elena, how are you this morning? This is Ramon Ray. We're going to end the live stream on video and you guys are going to continue as usual. But Elena, how are you? Lisa Copeland, how y'all doing today?
Oh, man, we're so good. Yay. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for being here, Elena. We're going to turn over to you in 10 seconds. Lisa Copeland, how are you this morning? You all right?
I am doing great. And hey, I want to remind everybody in here, share this out, invite your friends into the room. Elena and I've got some hot topics we're going to be talking about this morning. And we need to get some people in the room because we want to open it up and bring some people up and have some conversations.
Indeed. Hot topics indeed. Glad you're here again, everybody. This is Breakfast with Champions, founded by Glenn Lundy. Motivation, education, inspiration with a high dose of positivity where everybody has a seat at the table to help you live your best life or start or grow your business. My name is Ramon Ray, publisher of BWCDaily.com. I'm going to end the live video stream right now, and we're getting ready to have a show hosted by Lisa Copeland, Elena Cardone, and I see Glenn Lundy in the house as well. Lisa, take it away.
Hey, good morning. Okay, Lena, can I just tell you something fun?